Hi, David Chan. So a class that really impacted me personally was the Candace Owens class, the conservative politician that speaks up against stuff like Black Lives Matter. Um, the class did a really great job of showing the difference between an observer and a decider. It was really clear that Candace was really good at going back and forth between herself and the tribe in one clip, and then in the next clip it was completely clear that she was just completely on one side with an observer issue like climate change, I think. So yeah, that class really did a great job of showing how that actually plays out in real life, and that it kind of did the trick of giving me the red pill that gets shot in the Matrix, like, yes, this stuff is real, and yes, this is really how it just happens in real life. And I find myself going back to it a lot when I'm typing people around me, just thinking, would this person be Candace Owens or Joe Rogan? So yeah, that clip really taught me a lot, and it's kind of like the thing I go back to for single observer versus single decider.
James Clear, actually, because he sort of broke down what it took in actuality to get from point A, where you are in your behavior and what you have in your life, and then get to point B, where you want to attain what you want to give back to the world, or what you want to grow into, and he breaks it down in a beautiful way. It's comfortable knowing that I can grow something just slowly over time with consistency, making small moves towards a greater goal in the end, and knowing that I'm not going to be taking any leaps. But that class really impacted me. But more than the class, the system, the objective personality system, has impacted me. So let's say it's possibly impacted me the most of anything in my life. Yeah, it's really great. Thank you.
Hey Lindsay and Dave and Shan, if you're watching this, I want to answer this question. I'll try to do it in 90 seconds or less. So, my favorite class was one of the Q&As asked by my very good friend Kimberly. It was the masculine TI versus feminine TI question. And the reasons why I love this class so much is because it gave an element of fun to it. And I also loved the anecdote when explaining masculine FE versus feminine FE with the neighbor that you had who was obsessed with the pear trees. I thought that was so funny. I crack up every time I watch it. And I also think that the class was, the Q&A was very thorough. When you're explaining the parts in this Q&A, it was so well explained, and I feel like if I were to explain it to somebody else, I could easily reference that class and be like, this is what masculine TI versus feminine TI is, because I know that a lot of people have a hard time learning the parts. I know a lot of people, they get confused about the parts, but I think that this was a spot-on, amazing explanation of the parts. So that was definitely my favorite class, and I also love the older classes that you do for like Jordan Byers, Chris Evans, Kim Kardashian even. I thought those were so great too, because you thoroughly break down and go through all the parts, and that was those classes. I always tell people, watch those because they have the best information. Not saying the information you guys have now isn't good. I'm just saying that if they really want to get a thorough idea of the parts, it's a lot more well versed and explained. So that's the answer I have to this question. I hope everyone's doing well. I'll see you all soon.
Hi, the class that has impacted me the most so far has been the one about Michelle Obama. Obviously, since I think I have a very similar type, allegedly. But apart from that, there was this scene when she's interviewed with her brother, and you could see that she's still stuck in that story about not getting enough validation from her parents. And I was like, oh my God, I could have used the exact same words, but that is Michelle Obama. And you could clearly see that it's just a story. It's not true. And seeing it with someone like Michelle just hit me in the face. That felt so embarrassing for her and also for me. And so this helped me so much not to get into these EJ stories anymore. Not with my parents, not with anyone else, and that is so liberating. I can be so much more effective in any situation if I don't allow myself to soak in that story that's just not real. It's just something that your brain keeps telling you. And I kind of knew that intellectually, but it's just so much more powerful if you see your own stupidity and blindness in other people. So grateful for that. Thank you very much. Bye.
Hey, what's up, guys? So I guess Lindsay's doing this project for things that we're grateful for from OP. So if I were to try to sum it down, I guess in like 90 seconds, obviously I've gone a lot from your guys' classes and from all your teachings, and it's kind of helped me see myself in a clearer way, obviously. Talking with Josh has just been absolutely insane. Insane, man. It's been so great. Oh my God. And just all the doors that are opening with all the connections, all the people. But yeah, and I think that I love this project because I'm sure you guys get a lot of emails around like, hey, this is a problem, hey, this, do that. And I have things too where I'm like, oh, I wish you guys would do this or do that. But overall, you guys are just killing it in a sense, right? I mean, from a certain point of view, I think that like the introduction to some of these alpha type people, like Liz Gilbert, and I think it was like last class, that was just makes my mind just melt. Just how, I don't know, like it really, really struck a chord watching her. Like it really hit me deep, and getting me more clear on kind of person I want in my life, the people I want to be around, like having that attitude of like gratitude, and just her essence is just so deep, and she's trained her brain and conditioned over time to just be the essence of like love when she enters a room, or however way she said it. I'm just like, God, like to help me greater connect with other people, with my saviors. But I'm just like, yeah, I kind of do that, but I can do that a lot more. And without taking a whole lot from me, I think I could find a good balance. So there's so many subtleties. There's so many things, I think, in this type stuff that it's just a whole valley to explore, right? That's why I love this. I love what you guys have discovered, and it's so impactful, so meaningful, and people are really not taking full advantage of it. I'm not. And if I'm not, I'm sure no one really is. I was talking to Josh today, and like, out of everyone in the world, who's getting this experience and who really craves this experience? Just no one. We're pretty much the only ones in the world. I mean, I'm sure there's a couple others, right? But just not a whole lot. And so, yeah, I would just say I'm just incredibly grateful for you guys. It's given me so much purpose in my life, and so much meaning looking ahead. I mean, obviously I got to have meaning in the future, all that stuff, but just keep on doing what you guys are doing. And, just as far as doing the classes around people like Liz Gilbert, and just her attitude, just like a gravity, or just like almost being addicted to that, just pure essence of just a great human being. I mean, gosh. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for everything that you've done so far, and hopefully we'll be able to meet sometime in the next year or so. I've been talking to Josh about meeting him in the next couple months. So you guys are making really deep waves so far, and it's going to be a really, really glorious and bright future, in the bright, future, basically. Of course, that's where my mind goes, because all my saviors, I'm on crack, like, all that stuff. So anyway, have a good one.
Hi, Dave and Shan. This is Jenny Smith. I just want to take a moment to thank you for all the time and energy you're putting into making content for both YouTube and for the class videos. I know that you are helping so many people out there, and I am one of those people. Specifically, I want to thank you for all the videos that you make where you're talking about taking something that seems very big and massive, obstacle like in life, and really breaking it down into its parts, and just going one step at a time. And that has been very, very helpful in my home life, whether it's chores or just tackling a project, but then also at work, and then just life in general, and it's been very helpful in moving me forward and getting things done where I was kind of stalling. And I also want to thank you for all the new people that you're introducing us to. There's quite a few people in the class videos that I've never heard of before, and it's just so amazing to hear their life story and where they're flourishing and what they've learned. And even from people that I have heard of before, and celebrity wise, and just learning from them and growing. And so thank you so much.
Hey guys, I just want to say thank you for everything you do, and objective personality means a lot to me. It gives me a language to talk to other people about strengths and weaknesses, and to really help understand other people, and realize that I should probably be using it more to understand myself. And I think that I have been able to really understand my weaknesses better, but also identify my strengths and use my strengths to leverage my way into doing better with my weaknesses. And I've kind of been on the self-growth path for a really long time, but I definitely feel like objective personality has kicked that in high gear, and I'm actually seeing positive effects in my life, and I really appreciate it. So thanks for all your hard work. Bye.
Actually can prepare for your
You
emotions.
absolutely can.
Hey guys, so the class that made the biggest impact for me was definitely the Chris and Leo class, because it was the first class where we really kind of dove into masculine TE from like a female's perspective. And when Shannon was like, you know, she doesn't even like these things that she's talking about in her videos, it just impacted me so much, because, you know, here I was however many months into my YouTube channel, and I felt as if I was, you know, doing the same exact thing. And at that moment, I kind of made this change internally to say, do you know what, I'm going to start making videos that resonate with my own FI going forward. Like, this is going to be my practice in working on this function. And I'm so glad that I did, because if I look back and I think if I had continued to kind of go on that same path I was going, I would just be slaving to my DE more and more, and I don't need to be doing that. I'm already doing that all day long. And if my channel just needs to be a little bit more selfish, and it needs to be a practice and a tool for my own self-growth. So that's what it's become. I'm really grateful for that. And really a lot of the classes where we've gone into you know, people with masculine TE, it's just such a reflection of what I deal with. Chelsea Handler, when Dave's talking about, you know, when there's, you know, you're going with like the guns blazing and like inside of a big tank, and then there's, you know, Shan, who's this like teeny tiny little girl inside, and, you know, firing off the missiles. And Dave says, well, what do you do with that? You just have to dig a hole and let them fall into it and get the heck out of there. I laughed so hard. I showed that to Ben and I watched it like a million times, but yeah, so great. So thank you guys.